and Lakers land as we get ready to rock and roll. I am Seven Mitchell, and again, I got my brother Dan, the Lakers fan, joining me. So I guess we got to really start, Dan, with the breaking news. This kind of happened maybe a couple hours ago. We kind of had things already set up for today, but the Lakers made a move, and I definitely want to get your reaction to it. So, D'Lo, my man DAngelo Russell, is gone. The Lakers made a trade acquiring Dorian Finney-Smith from the Brooklyn Nets. Dan, what's your reaction, bro? What was your reaction in real time when you heard that the Lakers made a move today? Let's start there.
Bro. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, bro. Always an honor to be here. Everybody, if you guys haven't subbed to your boy, go check out my guy Lakers Land. Quick little plug. Make sure you guys sub and hit the like button. My reaction, bro. I was laying in bed, right? It was a lazy morning. I was laying in bed. My dogs just woke me up. I was tweeting some stats for Max Christie and how great he's looked, and Austin Reeves how he's looked at the point guard, and then bam, just like that, Shams Charania woke me up, man, with one swift trade. I literally hopped up out of my bed like a meme, bro. I just hopped up, and I was like, I couldn't believe it, bro. I started jumping around. I was excited because two things happened today, man. A trade. I'm gonna let you break it down, but two things happened today, and it solidified us, I think, as a Western Conference competitor, and just super excited, man. I'm over the top right now. I know the chat is too. I know you guys are too, chat.
Yeah, man. People have been begging for the Lakers to make a trade. They've been waiting for forever for Rob Pelinka to make a move.
Yeah.
In your eyes, Dan, was this a win for the Lakers?
It was a major win. If I have to give it a grade, I'm giving it an A, double plus on that A, man. Let me tell you why, for multiple reasons. Reason number one, we got rid of DAngelo Russell. I know there's some fans of D'Lo, and rightfully so. He's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. And he's got a skill set. I mean, he's definitely a solid three-point shooter. I know you're a fan, right? My guy, so I can't wait to hear your take on it, Seven Mitchell. But
you know it.
the thing I didn't like about DAngelo Russell starting this season was his body language. I mentioned he would get traded. It was my prediction. Shout out to Die Hard for posting my prediction over there on Hot Takes. But I knew he wouldn't get past the trade deadline because his body language was just off. And if the Lakers were going to be serious about competing for a title, we can't have any of that here on this roster. And it's nothing personal with D'Lo, but the body language, you can't come in here. Even last game, you hear Stu Land say, he just turned over the ball carelessly with that little crossover he had, first possession. And that's the problem I had with D'Lo, was just his body language. And I feel like that rubbed off on the team sometimes. And so remember the Golden State Warrior game we just played on Christmas Day? D'Lo was not a part of that. And I think the Lakers front office was finally felt comfortable enough to trade him away, getting back a backup guard like Shake Milton to fill in the shoes. Man, I think we did a great job. Exceptional all the way around.
The conversation after that game Christmas night, that if D'Lo was to play, a lot of people in Lakers Nation felt like the Lakers would have lost that game if DAngelo Russell would have played that night.
Yeah.
I like D'Lo.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you feel about the trade, Seven Mitchell? How do you feel about it? Oh,
I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. I'm sorry. No. This was the wrong trade, Dan. I'm telling you.
No.
Listen,
why?
Now I this is my problem with the trade. Let me break it down. First of all, Dorian Finney-Smith, I believe, is going to be a good addition to this team, being the wing player that he is, the presence what he brings to the table. Absolutely. Everything that you mentioned was absolutely right. My problem, the thing that really concerns me the most, and I've been saying this for the beginning of the season, I am not sold on Austin Reeves being my primary playmaker. Yes, he can play point guard. Yes, he has playmaking ability. But I feel like Austin Reeves playing the designated point guard, is taking away what he has brought to this team for the last 3 to 4 years. Now he's playing well. I'm just not sold, man. I got to see it to believe it. And when I found out that this trade happened, I would have felt much better if it was Rui instead of D'Lo. I know everybody been out on D'Lo. I know D'Lo has probably had maybe one of his worst statistical years in his career, but I just I'm still not sold that we uh have a primary ball handler and we still have this need for a big. So we're still not done. But okay, but I just feel like it was the wrong move. I don't like this trade, Dan. I'm giving it a thumbs down.
No way. Oh my goodness. You're the first one, man. You're the first one I've encountered today that doesn't like this trade. But usually it makes sense because usually people that like D'Lo and still had hopes for him won't like this trade, right? Usually. But D'Lo I think if you're a D'Lo fan, you have to like this trade. For one, you're
Yeah.
sending him somewhere where he's going to have a bigger role. He's going to be able to hopefully carve out a career for himself in the long term with the Nets. And, because I hope he gets an extension. And at the same time, he just wasn't the player for us, man. We gave him 2 go-arounds in the playoffs. And he kept having those games that just were unacceptable, man. Those games where
But
he
see,
just
this is where I always go at, Dan, when we talk about D'Lo in the playoffs with the Lakers. We've only had the matchups versus the Denver Nuggets. That's what we're going off of. And I'm just like, man, is D'Lo really a guy who doesn't show up in April and in May? Or is it just the Denver Nuggets matchup that, we've seen him come up short? I'm not sure what type of postseason player DAngelo Russell is. And I was willing to give him another opportunity because I felt like last season, if it wasn't for the player D'Lo, the Lakers might not even have been in the playoffs last year. People just quick to forget that.
No, you know what? I think D'Lo should have been traded last season, to be honest with you. I think the reason it didn't happen was because of his play. And he was sensational from December all the way to March, right? And
Right.
we needed him the most, he took off his Superman cape and he regressed, in my opinion. And I think even though we only faced off versus Denver, we got eliminated twice. I wasn't even impressed with him he had a couple of good games in the Memphis Grizzlies series, right? Most notably the one where he helped close the series here at home a couple years ago. And he also had a very decent, very mid series versus the Warriors. One thing I can looking back on those playoff series is that Rui actually, to me, impressed me more in the postseason during that first stretch when we first acquired him from the Wizards than D'Lo did.
I agree.
So, because to me, Rui hasn't really lived up to that hype since we acquired him yet. Now, why I love this trade for us for multiple reasons, man. This league has been a wings league for years, and for years we've been searching for a 3-and-D guy. We got him finally, man. Because look, we had Rui, who's all offense, part-time defender, but mostly offense, and now we had what's his name, Vando, who's full-time defense. He's not very offensive. Now we get to meet in the middle. We get the piece that can do both for us on the court, and he will be closing games at times.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dorian's shooting 48% from the three.
He's 43.5% from beyond the arc, which I believe is a career high for him. So that is amazing, man. It's an amazing get. But I will say this: I respect your opinion on the D'Lo thing. I just don't think he was a good fit here for us. Here, and
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
There's players that are made for the limelight. Guys like Malik Monk who have came through here and have tremendous seasons. And then there's players that I just think are better suited for a team like Brooklyn, who doesn't have too much pressure and they could just play at their own pace, at their own level, and do what they do best. So very happy, man. Very happy with this trade.
What's your thoughts on Austin Reeves being our primary ball handler, our facilitator? How much faith do you have in Austin Reeves being that floor general for this team?
Well, look, my guys here in the chat that have been with me on the channel will vouch for me. I have been calling for this guy to be a point guard since last season. And matter of fact, yeah, I called for Max Christie, Austin Reeves backcourt last year when we had Darvin Ham, because I didn't like the D'Lo Austin Reeves backcourt. I just didn't since last season. I just felt like defensively they were getting cooked. Now we have a balance of defense and offense. You see, Austin Reeves, one thing he needed to improve on this season was his ball handling. He's did that. He's done that. He's improved his ball handling this year. Yes, he still turns over the ball sometimes, but so does LeBron, right? It happens when you have a heavy ball handling usage. It's going to happen.
That's right.
But he did have 16 assists last game, and then the one before that, he had double digits assists as well. I believe it was 11. He's proven that he can be the point guard, and he's proving me right. I mentioned this last year. Everybody here can vouch for me. So I'm happy that he's proving me right, because Austin Reeves, to me, in a positionless league, can be whatever you want him to be. He could be the one or the two. It is a combo guard league. Point guards today aren't really point guards. They're scoring guards anyways, right?
That's true. That's true. what would you say, Dan, is the biggest impression you've had, the biggest surprise that Austin Reeves had put upon you within these first couple months of the season? What's the biggest thing that you've been impressed with when it comes to AR?
Got to be his ball handling, man. He has leveled up there. It was the biggest expectation I had for him this offseason. I said, AR is a great player, but if he wants to get that to that next level, he wants to be that playmaker, that point guard I want him to be, needs to improve his ball handling. Guys, we see him doing Jamal Crawford crossovers out here, man, in transition, behind the back crossover dribble. Of course, he's not Jamal, but I'm just saying this kid has swagger, and he got the headband to go with it, man. He's out here looking like white chocolate. I call him chocolate drop. You know what I'm saying? Jason Williams, Mike Bibby had a baby. You got Austin Reeves. That's chocolate drop, man. But I'll tell you, I love everything he's done this year to improve. He's attacking the rim more. If you're paying attention recently, when he started the season, he was settling for threes. I didn't like that. He's been attacking the rim a lot more and finishing through the contact. That's another thing that has impressed me. But his ball handling is going to lead to better playmaking and better scoring. I love it.
Dope. So just to lay it out for everybody, this full trade for Dorian Finney-Smith included the Brooklyn Nets receiving DAngelo Russell along with Maxwell Lewis, as well as 3 second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. When you look at the complete package with the 3 second rounds included, I know Brooklyn was initially trying to get a first round. Do you feel like the Lakers gave up too much capital for this move?
I don't feel like we gave up enough, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like Rob Pelinka could have threw in an extra piece. We could have threw in Jalen Hood-Shafino or something to make him happy, because we literally made off like bandits. We get Dorian Finney-Smith, who I do believe is worth a protected first-round pick. Not unprotected. Protected first-round pick. We get him for 3 second-round picks. The Lakers can buy those, man. We've done it in the past, right? We bought the Max Christie second-round draft pick because we like Max Christie out of Michigan. And on top of that, we've made a killing off of undrafted talent, so I have no problem with us trading second-round picks. First-round picks have a lot of value. I always tell my fellow Laker fans, my family, I tell them, hey, first-round picks, we can't just throw them away, because a lot of people wanted to go ahead and flip our first-round picks for these type of players. But I keep saying it. We got to put some sort of protection on them. They're very valued, and I think this trade shows you how valued first-round picks are. The fact that we didn't have to give up one, and we got 2 good role players, not one, guys. Make no mistake, I really like Shake Milton since he was his Detroit Piston days, man. Even playing in Philly last year, the guy can handle the rock. He can play, make a little bit. He can score, and he's also shooting at a high clip. I think he shoots 38% from beyond the arc. So we got 2 really good role players on this team that are going to come in, and I think they're going to make an impact day one.
There was a deal to be made with these 2 teams that involved Sharp instead of Shake Milton. I have to go back and look at that actual deal, what was included in that one. But, we needed a move. We needed some move. We're going to talk about a little bit later here on the podcast how this addition to Dorian Finney-Smith affects the other players for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to lock into that here on the Lakers Land Show. 7 Mitchell, Dan, the Lakers fan. We're in the damn building on this Sunday afternoon, man. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Big up to Lakers Land, period, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you guys are new to the platform, do us a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. For all the latest news and debates on the Los Angeles Lakers, be sure to subscribe here to the Lakers Land platform. Also, don't forget to check out our playback room for our free VIP watch parties to all our Lakers games, and of course the live Lakerland podcast. That's playback.tv/LakersLand.